kind of talk about how you came up. I know you're from Chicago, but I know a lot about you, but a lot of fans, they may not.
Right. So yeah, I'm from Chicago, the South Side of Chicago. You know, growing up, you know, I was always at a park somewhere playing basketball. The game of basketball kind of came from my dad. You know, he always, it's crazy you talked about the guard stuff or whatever. You know, my dad always had this saying, like, you know, just don't be one dimensional. You know, all bigs. My dad understood, you know, a long time ago that the game was going to change. He always told me, man, don't be one dimensional. You know, don't be one dimensional. So that just kind of stuck with me. And ever since then, man, I just, like, growing up, I always did. I never went to a big man workout until high school. Never. So, like, I was always working out with guards. I was always doing, you know, guard drill work and working on ball handling, doing little stuff like that. Trying to prepare myself. Obviously, in the middle of that, you know, I was trying to lose weight. And then, you know, on top of that, you know, being in Chicago, I was trying to find safety, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot, you know, kind of growing up, but you don't always get put in the best situations, you know what I mean? With the stuff you can't control, but you gotta, you know, rock with the cards you deal with. But I think more so is my dad, man, he kind of instilled that in me. And, you know, that's kind of been my mindset, trying to expand more and more. I come from a huge family, man. I got family all over the place. You know, I don't have any brothers and sisters, but, you know, my cousins, every single one of my cousins is my brothers and sisters. So huge family dude, man. Like, family is everything. I mean, I feel like that's pretty much, that pretty much sums it up. But like I said, man, I come from a athletic family, very family oriented. I don't know, my background kind of made me, you know, being from Chicago. It's like, it almost feels like, you know what I'm saying, you always gotta find a way out. And then that's not just for me, that's for any, you know, hooper that's came out of Chicago. But you know, just because of all the violence and stuff, man, it's tough, you know, trying to find, you know, somewhere safe to play, whether that's at a park, at a gym. But, you know, this basketball is just something that I've always enjoyed, man. And it always got me away from all the violence and, you know, kept me out the street, stuff like that. Obviously, you know, my mom did a great job of, you know, keeping me away from stuff like that. But, you know, like I said, basketball, I was free, and I was having fun while I was doing it. So that's kind of why I stuck with it. So.
I feel that. I mean, because we both probably had friends no longer with us, friends that's incarcerated, friends that didn't made a right turn, we made a left turn. You know what I mean? So no, for you to be able to, like you said, go through that, because I mean, I know what it's like to be able to go through that, keep your head straight, to be the one that made it out. I mean, that's a lot of pressure that a lot of general fans don't understand, they don't know about. So you know what I mean? When you playing a game, you may not be playing it in your head for just Purdue for you. That's for me, it was for Devontae Haney, who was killed. You know what I mean? It was for Montez Brooks, who was shot and ultimately died. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you're not just doing it for yourself at that point, because you are one of those people at the point where a lot of people don't look at it, but if you look at the statistics, you maybe be a chosen one that was chosen to make it to where you made it to. Right. You know what I mean? And so when did I said that to say that's what's up though. when did Paint come in the picture? When did you meet Paint? Because I remember I was at Purdue when I started hearing the buzz about, you know, you in high school, whatever. But how was that for you? What was that when you met Paint? How did you know Paint was not the one for you, the coach for you? You know what I mean? Was there any other schools in your recruitment? How was that? How did a kid from Chicago, Illinois get to Purdue? You know what I mean?
Man, for one, you know, my main goal was to be close to home. Like I said, I'm a family dude. I always wanted to be close to my family. So I kept that in mind, you know, throughout my recruitment process. You know, obviously starting off, you know, I got my first offer from Michigan State. No, I got my first one from Xavier. Then my second was from Michigan State. You know, I was always getting comparisons to Draymond Green with the, you know, the passing and stuff like that. You know, I was always getting those comparisons throughout high school. You know, and I always wanted to. I was going to take my career to Michigan State, but you know, my mom, she told me, Trey, like just wait it out, be patient. You know, it's a big decision. So you know, my junior year, Coach, he came in my sophomore year. Really, I think it was Coach Owens. I forget what school he's at now, but
Miami, Ohio.
yeah, Coach Owens and Coach Gary, Coach Greg Gary. They both started looking at me. You know, then Coach B got in the picture, and I finally met Paint my junior year. You know, obviously my junior year, I was kind of making progress as far as like recruiting. You know, I was getting more and more schools looking at me. Then Paint comes to my school, shows up at a game. Now I see him sitting front row. I'm like, man, I can't have a bad game. Not in front of the head coach. I can't have a bad game. Nah, man, but it was a great experience, man. He showed up. You know, Coach B came to my house. You know, they were just, you know, they really showed, you know, that they wanted me at Purdue, you know, and that was one of the main reasons why I went. You know, I had been to, the crazy thing is I had been to Michigan State. I had been up to Michigan State about 6-7 times, you know, playing open gym with the guys. Xavier, I've been there maybe 4 or 5 times, you know, playing open gym with the guys, just visiting. I've been to Purdue twice.
Dang, that's what's That's dope.
So like I just, you know, I kind of got that home feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Going to my first game at Mackey, man, when they cut them lights off and they do the announcers do the starting lineups, man. I just thought that was the best thing ever, you know. And I took that back to my high school, so I made them turn the lights off before we came out for every game after that.
That's what's up, man.
Man, it was just it just felt like home. So, you know, my mom was happy with it. You know, my dad was happy with it. Like I said, it wasn't too far from home. It's about an hour 30, 2-hour drive, not too bad. Yeah. But all the players, man, after playing open gym with them, you know, they always, you know, made sure it felt like home. So, you know, I think that's what every player kind of looks for throughout the recruiting process. You know, just somewhere where they're comfortable. Not so much where everybody, you know, kissing your butt, but Coach Painter has a sense of, you know, kind of tough love, and you need people to kind of be on you. You need people to kind of be on you like that, you know, in order for you to grow as a person. So I think that was more so what had to do with my decision, you know, who was going to push me, you know what I mean, and not tell me, oh, you're doing good, you're doing good. Sometimes you need to hear that you're doing bad or you need to fix it. You know,
Coach tell you that.
Man, he'll tell you that in a heartbeat. You know, one thing I always appreciated about him is, you know, his honesty, man. You might not want to hear it all the time, but, you know, he's always honest with you. And at the end of the day, you know, he's always got your back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
no, that's real. He always got your best interest at heart, and he just wants you to be he wants you to be a successful human more than to me, he wants you to be a successful human more than he wants you to make all your free throws. I mean, he wants you to be, obviously he wants you to be a functional basketball player to be on the court. Obviously he wants you to make your free throws, but he really cares about the person behind the player. To me, it's always felt like. And then for you now, you in this role, like you said, Purdue felt like home. You transitioned into Purdue. You went from wanting to go to Michigan State to hitting a game winner in Michigan State. You know what I mean?
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So talk about that. You're like, I know now it's a little different playing on the road in the Big Ten, but talk about going into some of those arenas. What's the craziest arena that you play in? You know what I mean? Where is the fans the toughest? Or even, I mean, because even though maybe it's not the fans, maybe it's just the arena itself. What's some of your favorite arenas to go to?
I would say the most exciting one, you know, when fans were allowed, was definitely the Braves, Michigan State. I think that was the most exciting one. You know, when they score their first bucket, they throw the towels up.
Yeah.
Stuff flying around, man. Like, it's crazy. But that's probably the most exciting. It's hard to kind of go in there and get a win. You got to be, you know, a really good team to win there, man. And I think that's probably the best arena to play in, other than Mackey.
Yeah, what's it like playing in Mackey in front of 14,000 when it's full? You get a big stop, a big bucket. What's that like?
Man, it's insane. I can't. You can't even explain it, man. Like you feel like you in an NBA game. Like it's so heartwarming, man, when you do something right on the court and everybody just cheering you on. You
Right,
get it,
right.
everybody going crazy. And I think the best feeling was, like I said, going back to my visit. Just sitting in the bleachers. I'm looking around like, yo, these people going crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the paint crew, man, they all into it. You foul out, they count, they watching your steps on the little screen. Like, man, it's insane. I can't even explain it, but I feel real sorry for, kind of the freshmen. They haven't got to experience that. Thank God I did, but man, it's an unbelievable feeling.
No, that's what's up, Trevion. I mean, everything you're saying makes a lot of sense to me from being as a player. I played in there. But just a few more questions, a couple of questions from Twitter. What's something that you've learned from kind of your underclassmen to your upperclassmen year? So maybe you learned about yourself, learned about paint, learned about the team. But what's something that you've taken from your underclassmen to your upperclassmen?
Um, from my underclassmen to my upperclassmen.
I mean, anything you've learned just kind of through the transition to college basketball, that if someone was listening right now that is coming in next year as a freshman, what would you tell them that would kind of get them over the hump a little quicker?
Just cherish everything. Cherish your time in college. Don't take anything for granted. Obviously, COVID happened, but disregarding that, you just never know. Everything moves so quick when you get there. Like I said, I feel like I was a freshman yesterday. I'm a junior now, so
that's real.
Man, it goes fast, man. So like if I had to give any advice, it would just be, to cherish your moments in college and really take what you can get. You know what I mean, and put your best foot forward. Like I said, it goes really quick, man, and you just never know what's gonna happen. We didn't know our season was gonna get canceled like that last year. You know what I mean?
That's real.
Freshman year, we didn't know we was gonna make it to the Elite Eight, but things happen, and it's so much going on. So I would just say, just cherish every moment you get. In college, man, it's fun. Like you got to be excited to want to be out there, to want to practice, to want to watch film, whatever the case may be. Coach Painter actually just talked about it, man. He was saying just be excited about being here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys was just was kind of getting down on themselves for previous games, and obviously you got me and all the other guys trying to encourage them, but Coach Paint put us all to the side. He said, "Man, be excited about being here. If it was he always says if it was easy, everybody can do it, man." And he says that all the time. He says he sounds like a broken record, but I think that statement is 100% true. If it was easy, everybody could do it. And you got to realize coming in that everybody, there can always be somebody else in your position. You know what I'm saying? And you just can't take it for granted. So.
Nah, man. Hey, man, I really appreciate your answers, man. That's what's up. You can tell you've become, from the beginning of the season, when I remember we talked on Zoom to now, it's been just a couple months. And I can see a lot of growth and kind of just where you are mentally, even the way you started the season. I don't think you started how you wanted to, but the way, I've seen guys not start the season how they want to and kind of never catch up. So the way for you to kind of get where you are now and keep going forward and to be able to have this level head about everything, man, I'm such looking forward to March. I'm looking forward to, not to say next season, I'm just looking forward to your career, man, 100%.